tone over U.S. Senator Wicker's visit to Taiwan. Guo Jiakun, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson, has stated that Chinese opposition to any form of engagement between U.S. and Taiwan. U.S. Senator Roger Wicker, chairman of the Armed Services Committee and one of the strongest advocates of Taiwan in the U.S. Congress, is on a visit to Taiwan. He has often talked about its freedom and self-determination. Chinese statement urged the United States to abide by One China principle, while accusing Washington of escalating tensions in the region. Let's listen into what Chinese spokesperson has said.
一贯坚决反对美台开展任何形式的官方往来。美国会议员窜台，严重违反一个中国原则和中美3个联合公报，损害中方主权和领土完整，向台独分裂势力发出严重错误信号，中方对此强烈不满。
Earlier, Wicker had stated that he intended to get a better understanding of Taiwan's needs and concerns. Taiwan expects to strengthen its security cooperation with the United States, including on designing and manufacturing weapons. Let's listen into what Senator has said.
We come here today at a time of great importance and actually great danger, not only in this region but worldwide. Those of us who represent freedom and democracy and self-determination are faced with the most dangerous security moment since World War II. There is an axis of aggression that threatens the freedom of many people around the world. This axis includes the People's Republic of China, the Russian Federation, North Korea, and Iran.
Now for this discussion, we go back to Andrew K.P. Long. He's a China strategist, joins us live from London. Thank you very much, Andrew, for staying with us. Now, how might the Senator Wicker's visit and his speech impact the already fragile U.S.-China relations, particularly in the context of its posturing in Taiwan?
Well, the venerable senator is really regurgitating President Trump's hymn book, or rather the American administration's hymn book, not necessarily President Trump's himself, because the One China policy has long been upheld. At the time of President Nixon's visit to broker a rapprochement with the then Communist China under Chairman Mao. Now, at that time, Taiwan was deregistered and Beijing government was recognized as representing the whole of China. One China policy has been always upheld, but on the other hand, the United States at that time enacted a Taiwan Relations Act, which empower the United States government to continue to supply arms to Taiwan to defend itself. Not necessarily committed the United States to defend putting boots on the ground, but continue to supply arms. And in recent years, this has morphed into playing the Taiwan card as a means to contain China at the edges, as it were, by fielding very high-level visit to Taiwan. The last one, the more provocative one, is Nancy Pelosi's visit, which resulted immediately in a very strong, not only verbal protest, but very robust military exercises surrounding Taiwan, even firing missiles. And that's no good to anybody, because Taiwan has always been part of China, trading back to the Ming Dynasty. I mean, several hundred years ago, at the Ming Dynasty, there was also an admiral already governing Taiwan. So it is a really red line on as far as the People's Republic of China is concerned, and it's supported by almost the entirety of the Chinese people. So I think that this, his visit is again doing more of the same and trying to touch the edges. But I think President Trump is also walking back more away from the kind of putting full force behind the Taiwanese independence movement led by the current Taiwan's leader. He's already imposed huge tariffs on Taiwan and also becoming more equivocal as to whether or not the United States would necessarily defend Taiwan. Now, as far as Beijing is concerned, the imperative remains peaceful unification through people-to-people exchanges, because there are more Taiwanese businesses on the mainland. Nearly over 300,000 Taiwanese, together with families already living on the mainland, and a lot of Chinese tourists visiting Taiwan and vice versa. And Taiwanese young people have found new businesses on the mainland. And this trend is likely to continue as the two economies and peoples are wound together. They share the same language, the same culture, the same civilization. That's the preference for Beijing. But then by putting spanner in the works through these high-level visits, is going to provoke Beijing into necessary kind of military action, and this would rattle the stability in the region.
Yes. Andrew, thank you very much for always joining us. And